The kingdom of Arinder lay nestled between snow-capped mountains and endless forests, a realm of human ingenuity and resilience. For generations, its people had prospered, crafting wonders of stone, steel, and magic. But legends warned of Vareth, the dragon of eternal flame, a being of unmatched might that demanded tribute every decade. It began with tremors beneath the earth. Livestock scattered, trees cracked, and the villagers of the border towns whispered of fire and shadow atop the northern peaks. From the horizon emerged Vareth, scales glittering like molten metal, wings blotting out the sun, eyes burning with centuries of unchallenged dominance. Villagers fell to their knees, hearts quivering with fear. The dragon's roar echoed like a volcano awakening, resonating through mountains and valleys alike. From the depths of its massive throat, a voice spoke, not with words, but in thought that invaded the mind. Humans of Arinder, I demand tribute. Gold, wealth, and lives, or your kingdom will burn. The court trembled, but King Alaric stood unflinching. His armor gleamed, his hand steady on the hilt of his sword. I will not offer my people as prey, he declared, voice firm, carrying over the whispers of fear. If tribute is demanded, then I will offer myself. Gasps rippled through the court. Ministers whispered of folly. Advisors feared disaster. Yet Alaric's heart burned with the unmistakable spark of human pride. The king mounted his steed, leading a contingent of loyal knights toward the dragon's lair. Villagers watched in awe and terror, some feeling relief, others fearing the end. Yet every step Alaric took signaled defiance. Humanity would not bow blindly to legend. As they approached Vareth, the dragon spread its wings, a shadow like a storm sweeping across the peaks, preparing for the confrontation that would test courage, cunning, and human spirit. The path to Vareth's lair was treacherous. Rivers of molten rock cut through valleys. Cliffs jutted like jagged teeth, and the remnants of past victims littered the slopes as grim reminders of failure. The humans pressed on, guided by Alaric's courage and strategy. The dragon's influence extended beyond the mountains. Elemental guardians, creatures of fire, shadow, and stone, blocked the path, each more dangerous than the last. Yet Alaric, relying on human ingenuity, outwitted each obstacle. He crafted bridges of rope and timber over molten chasms, lured guardians into traps, and led his knights in formations that turned their weakness into advantage. The journey was also a test of leadership. Alaric's knights witnessed a king who did not simply command but inspired, turning fear into courage. One by one, obstacles fell to a combination of strategy, intellect, and bravery. They learned that human strength was more than muscles and steel. It was vision, adaptability, and unbreakable will. Night fell, and the dragon's lair came into view, a cavern glowing with heat and magic, walls alive with firelight and ancient runes. The ground shook beneath their feet as Vareth's roar rolled over the mountains. Alaric dismounted, signaling his knights to stay back. He would face the dragon alone, offering himself as a symbol of defiance and the enduring human spirit. The stage was set for a confrontation that would echo in legend. Vareth emerged from the cavern, colossal and terrifying. Its scales glinted like fire-forged steel, eyes burning with intelligence and contempt. Flames licked its jaws, smoke curling around massive wings. But the dragon did not immediately attack. Instead, it tested Alaric, probing his mind with illusions and visions of destruction, challenging his courage and intellect. Alaric met each trial with resolve. The dragon conjured visions of Arinder in ruin, of loved ones perishing, of human weakness laid bare. Yet Alaric's heart remained unshaken. He demonstrated human ingenuity, spotting patterns in the illusions, predicting the dragon's attacks, and using the terrain to his advantage. Where brute force failed, cunning prevailed. Finally, the confrontation escalated to combat. Fire met steel, claws clashed with sword, and the king danced between flames and shadows. Alaric's movements were precise, calculated, a combination of instinct and strategy honed through years of warfare. Every maneuver, every parry, was a declaration. Humans are more than prey. They are masters of their fate. When the dragon struck, Alaric laid down his sword, stepping forward unarmed. "Take me, if tribute you must," he said boldly. But Vareth paused, sensing something it could not destroy, the human spirit, fearless, unwavering, and proud. It was a will that even fire could not break. For the first time in centuries, the dragon hesitated. Respect, something it had never felt for a human, surged through its being. The duel of strength and intellect gave way to a recognition of shared power. Raw might could not overcome courage, cunning, and indomitable will. Varys retracted his demand. Alaric's courage and humanity had turned what could have been tragedy into a victory of spirit. The king returned to Arinder not with gold or prisoners, but with a kingdom saved by honor and human pride. Word spread across lands of a king who faced a dragon alone, offering himself instead of his people. Alaric's deeds inspired neighboring kingdoms, instilling a new understanding of human potential. That strength is more than physical, and courage is more powerful than fear. Varys became a distant watcher, no longer a tyrant but a legend to respect. Alaric's knight spoke of his wisdom, his bravery, and his refusal to treat his people as mere currency. The tale was passed from generation to generation, a story of humans standing unbowed before beings of immense power, proving that their spirit, intellect, and heart were their greatest weapons. The story closes with Alaric atop the northern cliffs, gazing at the retreating dragon. He had offered himself, but in doing so, he claimed a legacy. Humanity had triumphed, not over a dragon by fire alone, but through courage, strategy, and pride that no legend could overshadow.